Good evening and welcome to a very special interview show of the Prode. According to the Reuters poll, India's economy likely slowed to 6.2% in the month of July to September. Not just this, S&P has also cut out India's economic growth forecast to 7% for the financial year 23. Joining me today to talk about the Indian economy and its future is one of India's foremost politicians and someone who is considered as the father of India's telecom revolution, Mr. Sam Pitroda. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and a very warm welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ritvik. Thank you for the opportunity.
So, sir, I would like to begin the discussion by asking that, first of all, how do you see the state of the Indian economy as of now, and what is your assessment of the current government's efforts towards handling the economic situation in India?
See, first of all, Indian economy will continue to grow. Credit goes to young population. Credit doesn't go to economist or anybody. We are a nation of young people. Their demands have to be addressed, whether it has to do with food, shelter, education, health. We are a country where population is increasing and young. And in many parts of the world, population is decreasing and aging. So we have an advantage. The question is how fast we can grow. And according to me, this is the time to really think of new economy and not the old model of economy. See, if in a country, very few people become very rich and GDP is 8%, it doesn't help. We need proper distribution of income. We need to lift large number of people at the bottom of the economic pyramid. So the Western model that has been created, which is based on consumption, needs to be relooked at in light of sustainability, in light of conservation. And the Western model is also more of a top-down. And we need a model which is bottom-up. Western model is to create big factories to scale. I would rather scale with networking of small factories. So as far as I'm concerned, we need completely new thinking. I'm not an economist, so don't take me too seriously. But I would say this is the time for India to evolve a new model of development. You take, for example, our artisan, craft and art, or unorganized sector, so-called, which is not part of the economy today. SMEs are really not part of the main economy. They don't get the support they need. Loans go to big guys. Banks are more interested in giving 1,000 crore loan to big guy than 1 crore loan to 1,000 people. You really want 1 crore loan to 1,000 small companies. So I think economic model has to completely change, where communities play an important part in economic development. I have always felt that the district is a great unit to focus on. Every district should be completely independent as much as possible, not isolated, not shielded, but connected, networked, where every district looks at their water, food, education, health, employment, SMEs, only from their viewpoint, with local genetic pool, local talent, local needs, and local prosperity. If these 730 district level units get energized, automatically everything will change. So I would promote for a new model of economic development in India, but it's not easy. We need a lot more conversation. We need to make some mistakes, so we learn from it. We need to take risk, and we need to turn things upside down. Today's model is very Western. So if three big industrialists become very rich, GDP is high and everybody is happy, what does it mean? It doesn't help people at the bottom of the economic pyramid. I mean, you look at housing. India could be building 10 million homes a year, create huge amount of jobs. But then the question is, what kind of homes you want to build? Do you want to build homes with steel rods and glass? Do you want to build home with mud? Do you want to build home with bricks? What size of home you want to build? Okay.
Yeah.
All these are local questions. The home in Kerala would be different from home in Goa, would be different from home in Assam.
Yeah, so you talked about the concept of new economy. So what is this concept of new economy exactly about, and how the citizens of the country can benefit from it?
Concept of new economy is really to decentralize, distribute wealth more equitably, use local talent, local genetic pool, meet local demands locally, encourage SMEs, network to scale, and look at bottom-up development as opposed to top-down. In nutshell, that's the idea. Now we have to go into deeper and see how for every sector you can take advantage of the new design. In India, we have so many clusters. India has probably 2,000 clusters, of which I believe 200 are important clusters. Brassware, bamboo, furniture, pharmaceutical, you name it, textile. How do we take these clusters and build around it? For example, today, if you take textile clusters, they are all isolated. No one has networked all textile clusters. No one has networked all brassware clusters, created global markets for it. So there is so much that needs to be done. And all of these things are possible because of hyperconnectivity. Because hyperconnectivity is giving us ability to rethink through delivery, distribution, marketing, sales, retail, education, health, employment, working from home, new design tools. So we got to make use of this hyperconnectivity to transform everything.
Yeah. So nowadays there's a lot of discussion going around this topic of green economy. So how successful do you think that India has been in working towards making India green economy, and what are the way forward for us in this regard?
I think there is a lot of conversation, but very little on the ground. Some people have done some good work, no doubt. But green economy, again, has to be seen in terms of local consideration. Green economy also should look at Ayurveda, herbal medicine, preserving our forest, improving our ponds, water management. It's all part of green economy. Green economy is not about solar power panels. See, today, green economy is all about energy. Energy is one piece of the puzzle. Okay. I mean, look at the ocean front we have in India. We have the largest, probably, ocean front in the world. Some 6,500 kilometers or something, some big number. How are we using ocean? Are we really harvesting ocean properly? Are we taking care of ocean? And these are all the issues related to green economy.
Yeah. So how can we work towards in order to build a new economy, and what are the challenges associated in order to build the same?
I would say the first thing we need to do really is to design a set of new value system, which says we are not going to centralize things, we are going to decentralize. We are all going to focus on bottom-up development and not top-down development. We are not going to build big factories. We are going to really scale by creating small and networking. So we got to design new 10 rules of the game, saying these are the old rules of the game, these are new rules of the game. Now let's meet first with the top planners, then with the district level planners, and really see what kind of a shift we want in our economy. It's a tall order. It's not a simple thing. We need a new national conversation on new economy. Okay. So,
Yeah. So, what is the way forward for us in terms of achieving economic growth and economic stability through this idea of new economy? Do you think that this idea of new economy has the potential of achieving economic growth and stability on a even faster pace than the current one?
I think so. I think so, because more people would be engaged. More jobs will be created. More local needs will be met. Okay. Right now, everybody is waiting for the central planner to decide what needs to be done. Now they will decide their own destiny. And that's what we need. Okay. See, at the end of the day, we need to create many more jobs. Our young people need meaningful work. A nation that produces a new Australia every year needs 20 million new jobs every year. How is that going to happen? You know?
Yeah, do you think that Mr. Modi's idea of, privatizing each and every sector is a good way, in terms of generating more jobs?
No, I don't think so. I don't think privatization is the answer everywhere. It may be answered in some areas. And it also depends on how you are privatizing. See, today, privatization means sell it to a rich, big company. Privatization could mean going to stock market where people get to buy the company, same management, little change here and there in the board and all, and you allow public to participate in that company. But today's idea of privatization is sell 51% to somebody. So it also depends on what you mean by privatization.
So how important do you think is the participation of youth in order to achieve this idea?
Very important, because it is their future that is at stake. It's their job that we are talking about. Okay. And they have to make it happen. It's their talent that is required at work. But youth is not in the policy making.
Yeah.
And that has to change. It will change once you are at a district level. See, the beauty of district level design is that a lot of young people will be able to participate. If there are 10 young people in every district, that's 70,000 young people planning. Okay, today you don't even have 7 young people planning. When you need 70,000 young people planning. So I believe time has come for us to really look at new design. Okay.
So now coming to the environment part. So do you think that the current government's efforts in order to tackle the crime, in order to tackle the climate crisis, is generating some kind of positive value?
Well, it depends. It will generate positive value, but you got to act. You got to go beyond conversation. And you look at all the global climate conversations, been going on for 25 years. Started in Brazil, okay, then in Paris, and then all over. What is really happening? We don't have much time. Climate crisis is right at our doorstep, and we are still talking. Yeah. People are not acting the way they should act. They are expecting somebody else to act. I mean, if India says we'll become, carbon neutral by 2070, that's a long way, 50 years from now. Okay. What it tells me is we are not really serious. Yeah. And everybody then said, okay, if we are 2070, we'll be 2060, we'll be 2050. Nobody's saying, hey, what about 2030? And then it'll be 2040. The approach is very different. Sense of urgency is not there. Investment is not going in. We are still burning a lot of coal, and we are expecting results not happen, So
So how do we integrate youth with the environment thing and with this new economy and create some sort of new idea of development? So how do we integrate these three things?
first, we need a broader conversation with the youth. Someone like you and your colleagues could call a national conference of youth on new economy. I'll be happy to participate. We call 100, 200 youth on Zoom, and we talk about new economy. We take these 5, 7 points. Okay. We have them study it. Then we come back again in a month. We break it up into separate groups of topics, decentralization, bottom up, whatever, that we collectively decide. And we carry this through for a year. It is not going to happen with conversation. Okay. You set up a committee of 3 young people like you. I'll work with you. We call a Zoom meeting of new economy of the young people in India. Everybody can participate. We set up a little, website. We take your, channel and add to it on new economy or something. We got to stir things up. Okay. And lots of people will join.
Yeah.
Or qualified people will join. Yeah. Raghuram Rajan will join and others will join. But we got to do it.
Yeah.
Don't expect somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
It won't happen. Once we do it, a lot of people will join. Let's do it.
Indeed, it would be a pleasure for me to do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm always looking forward to the opportunities like this, where I get the chance to contribute to the nation through some.
Right, it's not rocket science. We got to bring people together.
Yeah.
See, it's our economic yatra. We are doing virtual economic yatra, saying
virtual economic
what is that? Yeah, saying what is that we want to do, how we want to do it, and let's have a conversation. Then we do once every week, small conversations. You got to stir things up.
Yeah. So, sir, I would like to conclude the discussion by asking that, you talked about new economy and you talked about, what are some of the possible challenges that are in front of us. So what are some of the solutions that you would want to propose in order to achieve that idea, or in order to work towards achieving that idea?
I would propose that we have a broader conversation on new economy. We'll listen to a lot of people who have worked on it, who have some ideas on it. We bring them together on a platform with young people. And we spend 6 months or a year just listening, learning. And then we break it up into teams. And ultimately, we produce a document on new economy proposal by youth in India. That's our product. But it will take good amount of work. Yeah. Then everybody will pay attention. Because it will be through broad conversation. Hundreds of people will participate. We'll review what has been done. We'll take wisdom from other people. Okay. And we'll say, here is a roadmap going forward. We are not using democracy and related processes effectively to really implement ideas. We'll have a conversation, then we want secretary in charge of, new economy. You're finished. It'll never happen. Okay. It has to come from bottom up.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
Definitely, sir. It would be a great pleasure for me and for the Prode and for all of us at the Prode, to take part in this initiative and to take that forward.
You identified, let's say, first 10 people. Then we'll have a conversation with 10. Just let's say 10 people to start with. Say, this is what we want to do. We have a 1 hour open conversation. Then we'll work out a roadmap. Let's do that. Okay. Find 10 good people like you who are committed, honest, sincere, dedicated, and it'll happen. Yeah. So let's do that. Okay.
Indeed, sir. And really, really great talking to you like always. So
thank you.